On October 26th, President Trump declared the opioid crisis to be a public health emergency. While heroin and morphine have gotten most of the attention so far, there's another often overlooked component to the opioid crisis, and it can be every bit as dangerous. For the last several years, prescription drug abuse has grown, and with it, its role in the opioid crisis. Some of the most commonly abused prescription drugs are oxycodone and hydrocodone, marketed as OxyContin and Vicodin. While these painkillers are synthetic opioids, they mimic the effects of real, illicit opioids like heroin, and they share the same potential for abuse. Deputy District Attorney Daisy Nishigai has observed that in Santa Clara County, abuse of these painkillers has put an unexpected demographic at risk.
I was at a local high school just recently, and they expressed to me that the place the teenagers start is when their wisdom teeth come out, or if something else happens to their body where they need medicine, like a broken arm, an appendix. And then these teenagers, that's sort of their first experience with some sort of pain reliever or mind-altering drug or something of that nature.
In 2016, 1,925 people died of opioid-related causes in California. 66 of them were in Santa Clara County. These deaths, as well as her experiences in local high schools, motivated Nishigai to increase Santa Clara's participation in the 14th National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on October 28th. The biannual event allows people to get rid of their unused or expired prescription drugs, no questions asked, to local law enforcement, who then turns them over to the Drug Enforcement Agency for disposal. 16 locations across the county participated in the event, including community centers, police departments, and, for the first time, the Office of the District Attorney at Nishigai's behest.
We're finding that a great number of teenagers who become addicted to drugs are getting them from their parents' houses and their parents' friends' houses. And I think a lot of us just keep those drugs in our house and never dispose of them. And it gives an opportunity for kids to find them and get into them.
In 4 hours, the Office of the District Attorney filled 2 trash bags with nearly 40 pounds of drugs. Couple this with the 85 trash bags that the San Jose Police Department filled at 8 locations across the county, and it's safe to say that in Santa Clara County alone, nearly a ton of drugs was collected. Since the DEA does not catalog the drugs before disposing of them, it's impossible to tell how many of them were painkillers. But it was common to see drugs that could be purchased over the counter at your local pharmacy, including Claritin, ibuprofen, and cold medicine.
For your average person like me, I think it's just more of cleaning out your medicine cabinet and getting rid of a lot of stuff that you don't really realize or you think you're going to take, or maybe a year is a good expiration date, but after that you really need to get rid of it.
Still, some were mindful of a specter of the opioid crisis. Blake Alexander had mainly come to dispose of some unused medication for his daughter's cystic fibrosis, but he also brought some painkillers, from his knee surgery, from his wife's knee surgery, from his son's wisdom tooth removal, that had expired in the years since they'd been prescribed.
You use those for a couple of days, and then you just tend to stick them in the cabinet and don't think about them. And then, a couple years go by and they've expired and you don't need them anymore. But you don't, want to get rid of them irresponsibly. You don't want other people to get into them. So you keep them tucked away, and when you can, find a good donation place.
I'm Jacob Nierenberg with the Peninsula Press, a project of Stanford's journalism program. Thank you for listening.